Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are going to check out another of these brand new Limelight miniatures models, as we've got the Nemicolopterus, and this is a very cool species of pterosaur, but it is definitely a really cool model, and very highly detailed, as they seem to all be, because we are now 3 models into this collection of absolutely phenomenal prehistoric collectibles, and I'm actually quite psyched to take a closer look at this one and then get it painted up, so let's jump to that closer look right now. So starting up here at the head sculpt of our pterosaur, you can see the beak looks quite nice. We have some very nice, very fine detail there to the beak. You can see the nostrils sculpted as well. The pterosaur does have the mouth sculpted in a closed position, which I do quite like. You can also see as we lead back a little further into the head, we have the eye socket sculpted out quite nicely. A nice big eye for our pterosaur, and as you move through, you can see that the actual fine detail as well looks really nicely done. You can also pick up on like some really nice, very fine kind of pycno fibers there on our pterosaur, which also looks really cool. And as you continue to move down, you can see the throat here in the neck region. You can also see kind of like a little bit of tensing in the neck as well. And if we take a look here from up above, even though the wings are kind of prohibiting me from getting a little bit, closer to look at it, you can see the pycno fibers up here on the back. You can also see the spinal column as you move down. You can also see as we lead down into the legs again, the pycno fibers are definitely pretty obvious. You can see them showing up here in the back of the legs. As we lead out here into the wings, you can see there's quite a bit of detail going on, kind of showing the skin here of the wings and lots of creasing and stuff as you lead through the course of the wings. There's a little bit of cleanup I could see right here that I'll just have to, knock those guys off of there before I paint this. But you can see again that this side looks pretty much the same. The pterosaur has its wings clearly in an upward position as it's flying, which is really quite cool looking. You can also see the hands right there. I'm going to try to get a close look, but the wings kind of hitting the camera. But you can see the fingers there leading out. The nails look really good, like they look genuinely sharp. Get a nice look at them right there. And of course, you're going to see the same thing as far as the wings and the hands and stuff go for both sides. They're pretty much held in the same position. If you look at it from the front, you can see that both wings are pretty much in the same spot. And if you look here on the underside of our pterosaur, you see first of all again more pycno fibers, but you can also see the rib cage there as you move through. You can also see the stomach kind of sucked in a little bit as the pterosaur is flying, and as you continue to move down, you can just see how muscular this pterosaur is. Definitely very in shape, that's for sure, but I would imagine you would probably have to be if you were a pterosaur. And here you can see again the feet look really nice. You've got the nicely sculpted toes, nicely sculpted nails as well, and then the undersides of the wings look pretty much the same as far as what we had seen on the upper side. You really wouldn't see a whole lot of difference down here compared to what we had seen on the upper side of our Nemicolopterus. And you can see the same thing over here again. No real difference. The pterosaur is holding its head pretty much straight forward as it's flying, so you're not going to see like a whole lot of difference when it comes to the positioning or the sculpt or the fine detail. So now's that point in time where we're going to get this painted up, and then we'll come back and check it out from there. So here is our Nemicolopterus now painted up and definitely looking very cool. I went ahead and painted this in this color scheme simply because of this image right here. Now this image looks honestly to be the inspiration for the sculpt and pose of our Nemicolopterus, so I felt like it only made sense to kind of replicate it as far as the paint scheme goes and give that to my version here, which I think was, definitely a pretty neat idea, and it turned out really nicely. You can see again the sculpt just absolutely comes to life once you add some paintwork, and you can really see how impressive the actual detailing is here in the body of the pterosaur. But not only that, but look, as you lead up into the wings, like I feel like the detailing of the wings didn't look even remotely as impressive in the original grayish coloration until you actually add some paintwork to it, and you can really see now just how much detail honestly was kind of hidden within those grayish tones that just didn't really let the detail shine through. And now again you can see how impressive it really looks. It absolutely looks phenomenal. Like when it comes to a Nemicolopterus model, like that is absolutely epic, and I would say easily the best version of this species that I now have in my collection. Just an overall gorgeous sculpt, and hopefully my paint job has done the model justice, helped to bring it to life in similar form to what we had seen in that image. And again, as I said, I'm definitely happy with it, and Definitely another really cool model from Limelight Miniatures. Now, as far as the size goes, for our pterosaur, for a length from the foot to the beak, you're looking at a little over 4.5 inches, or about the 11.5, closing in on 12 centimeter range. Now, if we actually lay the pterosaur down and we go for a height to the top of the wing, about 5 inches or 13 centimeters, and if we turn the pterosaur and you get kind of a wingspan, obviously if the wings were spread out further, this would be much larger, but in this pose, you're looking at a little over 4.5 inches, or right around 11.5 centimeters, maybe closing in on 12, but not quite there. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line next to our Limelight Miniatures Nemicolopterus. You can also see we've got a Mattel Dilophosaurus and Velociraptor here, about to take down our pterosaur. We've also got the Collect A Deluxe Dimetrodon, as well as the Schleich Diabloceratops here, stepping in for another comparison. Just, random figures here, hopefully finding one that you might have in your collection to give you a pretty good idea of the size of this pterosaur. And then for one final comparison, we've got the Papotyrannodon here next to our Nemicolopterus. And you can see again, similar in size, honestly, but obviously the Nemicolopterus is a bit larger, even if the Pteranodon has its wings spread apart. Just the overall size of the Nemicolopterus is a little bit larger than what we see with a Papotyrannodon. So this brand new Limelight Miniatures Nemicolopterus is fantastic, like everything in this line has been so far. I honestly cannot stress to you guys enough how important it is, first of all, to take part in this Kickstarter that Limelight Miniatures has going on currently, but not only just how important it is, but how amazing the products are and how you should take part in it just to get yourself some of these awesome products. Again, this pterosaur model is fantastic. It's a very underrepresented species of pterosaur when it comes to models. I really don't see all that many of it, so straight away it's cool that there is a model of it here from Limelight Miniatures, giving many people an opportunity to add this species to their collection when we really have very few of them out there. But not only that, the sculpt is incredibly well done. There's lots of really nice, really fine detail, and just has a beautiful pose to it as well, with the pterosaur taking off. I could just imagine it kind of standing on a ledge or something over the ocean, and all of a sudden it's just taking off up off of the ledge. And that's just kind of what I get as far as the pose and everything goes. But obviously, again, it replicates that image earlier that we had seen very nicely, which I feel like was probably the inspiration for this. But as a whole, this is again yet another absolutely gorgeous release from Limelight Miniatures, and another definite recommendation from me. So if you are interested in picking this up, make sure you check the link that I will include in the description to the Kickstarter of Limelight Miniatures. There is not much time left on that Kickstarter, so if you are interested, make sure you get your order in, take part in that right away before the Kickstarter ends, and get yourself this absolutely gorgeous pterosaur model. And also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.